rais wetu wa Jamhuri ya Kenya, umjalie prime minister wetu. Ya Allah, umbariki hafla hii. Ya Allah, umbariki our excellency first lady. Umjalie mama wetu. Ya Allah, umjalie mama Raila. Ya Allah, umjalie hafla hii, hafla ya muhimu. Ya Allah, bila mama yawa ndio umetuzaa, tumezaliwa pamoja, na hii siku ni siku ya muhimu. Ya Allah, walinde popote pale iko. Tunakuomba wewe ndio mwenye uwezo, ukubali maombi yetu, uanze na sisi, uendeshe na sisi, na umalize na sisi. Amina ya rabbal alamin.
Katika mikono zako za rehema twajitwika asubuhi hii ya leo, Mungu, tukikushukuru kwa kuwalinda hawa waja wako na kufika hapa. Kwa mkono wako wa rehema twamtia mstahiki liwali wa gatuzi ya Homa Bay pamoja na mgeni mheshimiwa mama wa kwanza wa taifa Mama Recho, na pia vile vile tuwakabidhi mama wa mama Mama Aida Odinga. Wajalie mema Mungu, tunakuomba anza na hawa waja wako wanapokongamana hapa, wakumbuke katika ukongwe wao wale waliopigania haki ya wamama, akiwemo Fibia Sio, Zipora Kitonyi na wale wengine wote ambao walishughulika katika shughuli hii, na yote ambayo yatatendeka hapa siku ya leo, wacha yakikole munyu, wacha yawe na udhibitisho na amana, na waweke nadhifu pasi na kutakabari, bali na shauku nyingi, kwa sababu tumeomba tukiamini katika jina tukufu la Yesu Kristo mwanao.
Tuketi tafadhali, tunaweza keti sote pakata bendi. Your Excellency Mama Rachel Ruto, First Lady of the Republic of Kenya, Your Excellency Canon Dr. Mama Aida Odinga, spouse to the former Prime Minister Raila Amolo Odinga, and Wangombe, Principal Secretary, State Department for Gender and Affirmative Action, the Governor of Homa Bay and the Chairperson of ODM Party, Her Excellency Gladys Atieno Nyasuna Wanga, and other governors present, spouses to various governors present, members of Parliament led by the area Member of Parliament Peter Kaluma, the women reps present, all senators present, Honorable Lady Justice Hannah Okwengu, Judge of Appeal, Court of Appeal, Finland Ambassador and Co-Chair of the Development Partners Gender Group, His Excellency Peter Katapiola, Women Country Representative Ms. Antonia Gabala, eminent women, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Your Excellency, I have a quote from former First Lady of United States of America, Michelle Obama, that there is no limit to what women can accomplish. And indeed, I know that is what we believe in. So today being such a big day, Your Excellency, allow me to invite on stage a woman or a female artist. Her name is Tabi Odanga, together with her band. Come on stage. They will be performing Ahero Yesu Kende, a song that is loved across this region and across the nation. Wale wengine wote tafadhali tuweze kutulia. The official program has started. Tabi Odanga.
Anaero Yesu Kende, enegimana. Anaero Yesu Kende, Anaero Yesu Kende, enegimana. Anaero Yesu Kende. Ninampenda Yesu pekee, Yesu maisha yangu. Anaero Yesu Kende, Joturu anaero Yesu Kende, enegimana. Anaero Yesu Kende, ene chunya. Anaero Yesu Kende, ene gimana. Anaero Yesu Kende, ene chunya. Oh, anaero Yesu Kende, ene gimana. Anaero Yesu Kende, ene chunya. Anaero Yesu Kende, ene gimana. Anaero Yesu Kende, Oh, anatione Yesu kende. Enengi mana anaero Yesu kende. Ene chunya anaero Yesu kende. Enengi mana anaero Yesu kende. Ene chunya. Ayapiga Yesu makofi mazuri. Shangwe na vigelegele kwa Yesu. Anaero Yesu kende. Enengi mana anaero Yesu kende. Ene chunya anaero Yesu kende. Enengi mana anaero Yesu kende. Ene chunya. Ni wara nona when you want the money, wara no no. Ni wara nona when you want the money, wara no no. Ni wara nona when you want the money, wara no no baba. Ni wara no 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 no. Ni wara no no. Ni wara nona when you want the money, wara no no. Ni ma godi to my Yesu, ni wara no no. Atingo ni bade, ni wara no no. Ni wara no 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 no. Ni wara no no. Ni wara nona when you want the money, wara no no. Ni wara no no. Ni wara no no. Ni wara no no. Ni wara no no. Yesu yo, ni wara no no. Ni wara no no. Utana, ni wara no no. Ni wara no no. Boni fukna, ni wara no no. Ni wara no no. Inatabeli, ni wara no no. Ni wara no no. Chale, ni wara no no. Kumana, ni wara no no. Chale. Ine matuma weri. Ine matuma weri. Baba ine matuma weri. Baba ine matuma weri. 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 Leo ni siku njema. Tumemwona Bwana. Homa Bay, leo ni siku njema. Tumemwona Bwana. Leo ni siku njema. Leo ni siku njema. Aya, inua tu mikono hivi, sema yoyo. Tumemwona Bwana. Leo ni siku njema yoyo. Leo ni siku njema. Tumemwona Bwana. Leo ni siku njema. Tumemwona Bwana. Kama Homa Bay County, leo ni siku njema. Ni siku ya wamama. Wamama wanapendeza, leo siku njema. Tumemwona Bwana. Leo ni siku njema, sema. Leo ni siku njema. Tumemwona Bwana. Tumemwona Bwana. Leo ni siku njema. Leo ni siku njema. Tumemwona Bwana. Tumemwona Bwana. Leo ni siku njema. Tumemwona Bwana. Leo ni siku njema yoyo. Tumemwona Bwana. Leo ni siku njema. Leo ni siku njema. Twende pole pole kwa Yesu. Tumemwona Bwana. Leo ni siku njema. Leo ni siku njema. Tumemwona Bwana. Tumemwona Bwana. Jaka yode wara no no. Jaka yoda hero. Twende.
talenga, Yesu tiyo talenga lenga. Yesu tiyo talenga. Yesu tiyo talenga lenga.
Tuwashangilie kwa makofi tafadhali. Wow. Asanteni sana. Ni Tabi Odanga na bendi yake na wimbo mkali sana. Your Excellency, kuna wasanii wengine wengi sana katika kaunti hii ya Homa Bay, and due to public demand, baadaye nitakuwa namleta Onyi Papa J ili aweze kutuburudisha, kwa hivyo wakae standby. Ila kwa sasa, Your Excellency, naomba kwa heshima nimwalike PS wetu Ann Wangombe ili aweze kutupa welcoming remarks, na kisha baada ya hapo tuweze kuendelea. Karibu sana Madam PS. Tumpigie makofi anapokuja.
Her Excellency Mrs. Rachel Ruto, First Lady of the Republic of Kenya, Her Excellency Mama Aida Odinga, Her Excellency Gladys Waga, Governor Homa Bay County, and our host, Honorable Lady Justice Hannah Ukwegu, Judge Court of Appeal, His Excellency Ambassador of FINRAD to Kenya, and our co-chair of the Gender Sector Working Group, Ambassador Tapiora, Ms. Antonia Gabala, UN Women Representative, honorable members of Parliament and the political leaders present, eminent women present, distinguished women leaders present, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, good morning and a happy International Women's Day. Good morning. God is good, and all the time. May I take this opportunity to welcome you all to the International Women's Day celebrations 2025. Nani kama mama. Today is a special day for women and girls, not just in Homa Bay County, but in Kenya and the entire world. It is indeed an honor that every year we take a step back and pat ourselves on the back for the awesome work we do as women. Let's celebrate ourselves once more. Let's give ourselves a clap. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, today is a very special day. We are not only celebrating the International Women's Day, but we are also marking 30 years after the Beijing Conference, when we adopted the Beijing Declaration and Platform for Action, the most ambitious blueprint for women's empowerment ever conceived. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, as we celebrate ourselves today, let's take some time and check how far we have come as women. There are many glass ceilings that we have crushed, that we are still crushing, and others that we are going to crush. We must therefore make a deliberate resolve to soldier on as individuals, as institutions, and as the women of this great nation. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, today would not have been as colorful as this had it not been for the collective effort by a number of us here that I feel I should mention. Your Excellency the First Lady, thank you so much for honoring our invitation to grace this auspicious occasion. Your unwavering commitment and passion to see a better tomorrow for the women and girls in Kenya across various spectrums is unmatched. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Your Excellency Mama Aida Odinga, for gracing this occasion. It wouldn't have been the same without you. We have seen you in many fronts championing the welfare of women and girls, and for that reason, we truly honor you. The Homa Bay County Government, our host under the leadership of the gracious Governor, Her Excellency Gladys Wanga, thank you so much for allowing us to celebrate Kenyan women and commemorate the 30 years after Beijing as we enjoy the Victoria breeze in your beautiful county. Your support in terms of resources and technical expertise availed to us is deeply appreciated. Thank you so much. The National International Women's Day Planning Committee, coordinated by my secretariat, put in a lot of time and effort to ensure we celebrate the women of Kenya today and in this fashion. I know a number of partners represented here were members of that committee as well, and I just want to say a big thank you. I'm saying thank you to UN Women, Oxfam Kenya, World Food Program, Jasili Consortium, Tetra Tech Kenya, Mennonite Economic Development Associates, Collaborative Center for Gender and Development, Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, Kenya Red Cross Society, Child Disability Services Kenya, Global Justice Group, Kenya Girl Guides Association, National Government Affirmative Action Fund, Women Enterprise Fund, Kelin, Plan International, the National Land Commission, and Center for the Study of Adolescents. Thank you very much. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, as we commemorate this day, we celebrate the remarkable achievements and contributions of women and girls and those who support their cause across the globe. It is a day to recognize their resilience, strength, and unwavering determination in the face of adversity. Against overwhelming barriers faced by our women and girls, we can attest to the incredible milestones that we have achieved, characterized by good political will that we experience in our country, for which we give credit to His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, Dr. William Ruto, and the enabling policy and legal frameworks, key among them, the Constitution of Kenya 2010. We also want to appreciate Honorable Karuma because he has been our he for she and a great supporter. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, let me conclude by reiterating that as we mark this day under the theme, Accelerate Action for All Women and Girls, Rights, Equality, Empowerment, let us remember to tap into the incredible God-given potential that is in our women and girls in order to achieve collective development in our nation. I thank you all, and once again, Happy International Women's Day. Your Excellency, allow me to welcome on stage one of the women who was at the forefront of the march to Beijing in 1995, Mrs. Priscilla Nagulai, to make a few remarks on behalf of all the eminent women of Kenya that have fought the fight for women's rights.
God is good all the time. And what he does it well. And I am a living testimony. Your Excellency, our First Lady, Mama Rachel, Our Excellency, the Governor that we admire so much as a woman, Gladys, Your Excellency, Mama Odinga, sorry, I was looking at her. Your Excellency, Mama Aida Odinga, I can also call you Mama Taifa. Wewe ni mama yetu. Si ni mama yetu. So I beg to speak in, let me observe all other protocol. I was only given 5 minutes. Ningependa kuzungumza kwa Kiswahili ili kina mama wasikie maneno ambayo nitazungumzia. Kwa majina naitwa Priscilla Naisolana Ngurai. Nimetoka Kajiado County na shughuli yangu mimi ni mwalimu, lakini ninashughulikia mtoto msichana. I run a rescue center for girls where I rescue them and keep them, and then I give them an education up to whatever level God allows me. Pia ninafanya na wakina mama kuwainua ili wajue haki zao na wapiganie haki za watoto wao. Ni kweli nilienda Beijing 1995 kupitia kwa shirika la FAWE ili nikazungumzie juu ya watoto wetu. Na nilifurahi kwenda na kukutana na kina mama kutoka mataifa mengi sana na kujua kwamba mama ana shida kila mahali. Sio sisi tu, lakini ni kwa kila taifa unakuta kuna kina mama wana shida. Lakini nikiangalia hiyo miaka 30 ambayo imepita, nikizungumzia Kenya, najua kuna kazi imefanyika. Na inafanyika kupitia kwa kina mama kama hawa unaona hapa. Na ningependa kuwashukuru sana kwa kazi ambayo mnafanya bila kuogopa. Zamani nilikuwa ninaogopa, lakini Mungu aliniwezesha na bado ananiwezesha. Asante sana kina mama wa Homa Bay. Aore. Nimefurahi sana kuona kina mama wamejitokeza kwa wingi hivi. Mama hongera, it is your work. It is through your work. Ni tarajio langu kwamba Beijing platform itaendelea tu kufanya kazi na kushukuru wale ambao wamefanya kazi kwa sababu kuna mabadiliko. Siku hizi kina mama wanajua haki zao na wengine wanapigania kabisa. Kina mama msichoke, endeleeni kupigania haki za watoto wenu. Wakati tulitoka Beijing, tulipofika airport tulikuta wanaume wameshika mwiko. Wanatuambia, haya sasa mmekuja tutakuwa tunawapikia. Tunasikia sisi ndio tutakuwa wapishi. Lakini naomba wanaume wetu watuunge mkono kwa kazi zote ambazo tutafanya. Asante sana kwa nafasi hii. Nilipewa dakika 5. Asante. Hai.
Yes. Your Excellency, today we are honored to have these eminent women, and for sure you are our number one, Your Excellency. Mama Aida Odinga is also a great reader that we look up to. We have Professor Maria Nzomo. Where are you? I don't know whether I can give you the mic. You just say hello briefly. Kindly.
Hamujaboni. Sikiki mseme na sauti hamujamoni. Na akina mama hamujabo. Na akina baba wale wako hapa. Niliona mengi na hakuna mtu anasema chochote. Since I have just been told to greet this very distinguished audience, let me first start by recognizing the most eminent women among us who continue to inspire us to continue in this struggle for women's rights. I want to start by our gracious First Lady of this Republic, Mama Rachel Ruto. Thank you for being here. Her Excellency, my good friend, I'm here these days, you are called Canon, so I have to start. Canon, Dr. Aida Odinga. She was my schoolmate, so she doesn't mind. Yes, we went to the same school. Amusiki? You want me to go on this? All right, I'll stand there. You haven't missed anything. I was just greeting the eminent women here present. And I had just finished with the second one, which is, you are all very own here, Aida Odinga, Her Excellency. You know her very well. We have other excellencies here, including the governor of this great county of Homa Bay, our very own Gladys Wanga. Thank you very much for hosting us. We do appreciate. And of course, the Principal Secretary, who is standing over there, of the department, the State Department of Gender and Affirmative Action. And many other women present here, very many eminent women. I greet you all. This is a great day, and you allow me, Madam PS, to say just a few things. It is good to acknowledge, and indeed we shall acknowledge, the reason we are celebrating. We are celebrating the milestones that go beyond Beijing. We are talking about Beijing plus a 30. But this struggle started way back. It is more than a century now, when women said no to discrimination. That's when this struggle started. And we are part of that struggle and journey. And as Kenyan women, we have made some progress. I remember I was a very young lecturer then at the University of Nairobi when there was no maternity leave for women. My children did not enjoy a mother with maternity leave. And I know there are other women here. We did not have housing allowance. Those who were told our men, you take care of us. We could not travel anywhere without the man in your life, or the husband, father, approving that you can travel. You could not get a formal document. And there are many other gains, which now we take for granted. We have a very good constitution, especially Chapter 4, that speaks well about women and our rights. But having said all that, I want to say one last thing, which has already been said. We need to move on the rest of this journey, united, holding hands, despite any diversities that may be among us as women, whether it is age, whether it is ethnic background, whether it's religion, whatever it is. Let's tighten our hold on each other, because this battle cannot be won without women pulling together in one direction. We must do that. Accelerated action will not work unless we tighten our hold on each other and forget about those things that sometimes divide us. I'm also calling upon men. This battle cannot be fought by women alone. We need men to support us also. We really need you to support us. And especially on this one thing that has been lagging for 20 years now and is in our constitution, the affirmative action. We want to see more women in leadership. If you don't know, because I am a professor, I do know this because we do statistics. There are 10 countries in Africa which are ahead of us in terms of attaining the minimum requirement for affirmative action. We could even be ahead of them. But because of this affirmative action, which has not yet been implemented, and I know our government has said they are going to implement it, but we need, as women, to push for it. I appeal to all of us to persuade, especially those who are closer, like Mama Rachel Ruto, to assist us to move this thing forward, because we need the affirmative action. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity.
Thank you so much. Next, and we are going to give you just half a minute, is Honorable Rina Chebi Kilimo.
Thank you very much. Our guest of honor, Mama Rachel Ruto. Our guest of honor, Mama Aida. Colonel Dr. Aida Betty Odinga. I had to practice those names. Your Excellency, the Governor of Homa Bay County, Your Excellency Gladys Wanga, all protocols observed. I'm grateful to God for this day, for enabling me to come to Homa Bay County. Nashukuru wale wote walienda Beijing, Platform for Action, wakalete, na sisi tukakuja tukashikilia baton ya hiyo mbio ya wanawake kupatiwa nguvu. Nashukuru Zipora Kitony, alikuwa Beijing pamoja na Nangurai. Yeye na Tabitha Sei, mimi kutoka jamii ya Wakalenjin, wakanifundisha, wakanishika mkono, mpaka nikaingia bunge, nikaenda kuimplement. Beijing walikuja na vitu 12 ambaye walisema lazima ifanywe ndio tupate usawa duniani. Kwa moja ni ile ya mtoto msichana, nikakuja na wasia mambo ya ukeketaji ya wasichana, lakini bado tuko mingi. Kwa hiyo 12 out of the 12 we are still struggling. And those after us ambaye mnasimama katika shoulders yetu, tunaomba pia muendelee kuangalia hiyo 12 ambaye iliandikwa kule Beijing. Na ziko hivi: education and training, women and poverty, umaskini bado iko mingi, wamama na afya, wamama na mambo ya thuluma ya wamama. Sasa nchi yetu ya Kenya tunangangana na mambo ya gender based violence na femicide. Nikisimama hapa nataka nishukuru rais wetu Dr. William Ruto ambaye aliona hapana, imezidi. Kwa nini wanawake wanauawa kila wakati na dhuluma ya kijinsia? Akaanza technical working group ambaye mwenyekiti ni Dr. Nancy Barasa, mimi nikiwa mmoja wao pale, na tunatarajia tukipata hiyo ripoti, wanaume tafadhali mshikane mkono na rais wetu kuhakikisha ya kwamba dhuluma ya kijinsia, mauaji, kitu wanaita kwa Kiingereza femicide, imezidi. Mshikane na rais wetu kukomesha hayo yote. Nataka nimalizia, ziko mingi lakini kuna moja hapa ambaye ninaomba wamama wetu hapa, women and armed conflict. Pengine kwa Kenya hatuna vita na mataifa zingine, lakini katika North Rift kuna kitu inaitwa cattle rustling. Wamama wanaumia kabisa. Your Excellencies, I beg you and all those who are coming after us to implement this. We have done our part. Thank you for these celebrations. Happy International Women's Day.
Thank you so much. Last but not least, we have Madam Lehab maendeleo ya wanawake, we are giving you half a minute. Please have a minute.
Your Excellency, the First Lady, by the time I greet you, it will be a minute. Canon Mama Aida, Mheshimiwa Gladys Wanga, kwa niaba ya maendeleo ya wanawake, allow me niulize wa mama wale walienda Beijing, starting with Mama Aida Odinga. She was in Beijing. Can you, on behalf of the late Pamela Mboya, the late Grace Ogot, the late Jane Keano, the late Oriero Gomanduli, can we give them a moment of silence? Those are the ladies, together with Senior Council. Those are alive: Lilian Mwaura, Mrs. Pauline Kalonzo Musyoka, Commissioner Anne Wamba, Anne Wanbwera, Dr. Akinyi, Senator Beth Mugo, and our first woman cabinet minister, Mama Nyiva Mwendwa, led people to Beijing. 1 second. Asanteni. With those few remarks, because of time, allow me to say, Your Excellency, the journey was started by Maendeleo in 1975. The women went to Mexico. 1985, we had Nairobi onward-looking strategies. That one, Your Excellency, I participated as a businesswoman. Tuliuza vyondo na vinyago mingi sana Nairobi. 1995, you have seen the team, and after that, the journey has gone over that years. Your Excellency, our First Lady, my request on behalf of Maendeleo, ile ninaombea hawa wa mama, mama tunajua umefanya kazi sana na empowerment of women na njoiwo. Tunakuomba Mama First Lady, poverty imepiga wa mama sana. Tusaidie, tushike mkono, ndio tufanye hii matangi ya maji na tufanye kazi ya kutoa umaskini. Mama First Lady, protect me, Your Excellency, because you need to hear this on this day. We have an issue of girls giving birth at the age of 13. Canon, I'm an Anglican like you, Mama Aida. You are a teacher. We cannot afford in this to be number 3 in the world where our girls are giving birth at 13 years. Our PS gender is here and she's done a commendable job. We need to change that. With those many remarks, First Lady, we were with you in Kenya School of Government, and thank you for launching for the youth, a program for the youth. So with those few remarks, our sister Gladys Wanga, you are the second woman to chair a political party. Tunakushukuru. Shikilia hapo. Asanteni sana. Thank you.
Thank you very much. In the interest of time, because you are constrained, allow me just to recognize, and please bear with me, UN Women County Representative, wherever you are, please stand and wave at the people. Please face the camera. Thank you very much. FINRAD Ambassador and co-chair of the Development Partners Gender Group, His Excellency Ambassador Tapiora. Thank you very much. Honorable Lady Justice Hannah Okwegu, Judge of Appeal, Judge of High Court of Appeal. Thank you very much. And with all humility and respect, allow me to invite Her Excellency Honorable Gladys Wanga, Governor of Homa Bay County. Simameni. Sorry, nimewapata wote.
Asante sana. Bedura beda koro jothurwa. Homa Bay hoye! Wamama hai! Happy International Women's Day! Asanteni sana. Thank you. Your Excellency, the First Lady of the Republic of Kenya, Mama Rachel Ruto, Your Excellency, Canon Dr. Ida Betty Odinga, Min Ping, eminent women who have come together to celebrate together with us, the State Department of Gender, led by the Principal Secretary, who chose Homa Bay for this celebration, our elected leaders present, all protocol observed. Hamjambo. God is good, and all the time. Thank you very much. I will do a few things before I speak and invite our higher leadership. Madam P.S., I was sitting next to the Finland ambassador together with our UN Women country representative, and I want to ask you to just excuse me because nimeona wakiwa na notes hapo na wameandika vitu mingi kwa hizo notes, tangu tukae hapo wamekuwa wakiandika notes. So wakirudi na hiyo notes, inaweza kaa mbaya kidogo. So I want to request your indulgence, Your Excellency, First Lady, if we could give the UN country representative just a minute or two to make her remarks, and then the ambassador of Finland also just a minute or two to make their remarks, and then I will proceed, and we will really, really save time. Karibu our UN country representative and our UN Women country representative and a friend of Homa Bay, Madam Antonia Sodonon. Welcome. I'm welcoming you to come and say a word.
Good morning, Your Excellency, Madame Ruto, Madame the First Lady, Your Excellency, Mama Ida. It is a pleasure for me to be here on this very important day. It's a great pleasure for me to be here on this very important day. It's very difficult to say all the things that have been done and need to be done in 1 minute. So if you allow me. I am profoundly honored to stand before you today as we gather to commemorate International Women's Day 2025 under the timely theme, Accelerate Action for All Women and Girls, Right, Equality, and Empowerment. This year's theme called for action that can unlock equal rights, powers, and opportunity for all. Central to this vision, ladies and gentlemen, is empowering the next generation, the youth, particularly our young women and adolescent girls as catalysts for lasting change. Allow me to start by thanking the government of Kenya for its unwavering support to the gender equality and women empowerment agenda in this country. This is evident in several ways, including government commitment in driving the 2/3 gender rule agenda, the national care policy, now with the cabinet for consideration, national women economic empowerment policy, the Women's Charter, and recently the established task force to address gender-based violence. Ladies and gentlemen, Kenya is one of those countries that have achieved enormously in terms of normative framework. Despite a progressive constitution that promotes gender equality and women's empowerment in Kenya, gender inequality remains a key issue of concern. It is deeply rooted in negative social norms, entrenched patriarchal value, and gender stereotype. Women continue to be excluded from leadership and decision-making spaces. Women are still vulnerable to sexual and gender-based violence, including femicide. Then they still suffer from female genital mutilation, child marriage, and other harmful practices. Ladies and gentlemen, first, I would like to give you a few areas that we can refocus our energy on. First, the need to embrace and commit to financing for gender equality. This must be strengthened. We need to be able to allocate. Kenya is that country that can allocate budget for women and girls in order to address all the challenges that we are meeting. Secondly, we must invest in women as a fundamental human right. Women's rights, and I repeat it, women's rights are human rights. And this is the cornerstone of inclusive development. A woman and a girl can boost for the economy of this country. The third point is we must accelerate girls' participation in new technology, education, the jobs of the future. And if we are not doing that, we are marginalizing a good portion of the community. So in closing, I would like to reiterate the support of the United Nations, the resident coordinator, Mr. Stephen Jackson, that couldn't make it today, and all the sister agencies that are backing me up on this. I thank you, and happy International Women's Day to all the women, but also to all the men that love and support women every day. Happy International Day to all. Thank you.
Thank you, Antonia. Our Finland ambassador, please do come and make a few remarks. Karibu. This is a he for she. Please let's give him a clap and a round of applause as he comes to make one or two remarks.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Your Excellency, Madam Rachel Ruto, First Lady of the Republic of Kenya, Your Excellency, Madam Ida Odinga, Excellency Governor Gladys Wanga, great to be here, and my dear, dear friend, UN Women Country Representative Antonia Sodonon, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, it is a pleasure to be here. And yes, I suppose I am the person who's then supposed to speak on behalf of all of those, as Antonia said, men who love and support women. So I suppose that's my role here. Now, as the chair of the Development Partners Gender Group, I'm really delighted to be here. And I'm delighted to be here also as the Finnish ambassador. For us, for Finland, empowering women and girls is at the heart of our foreign policy, but it's at the heart of our own domestic policy. We were once a poor country up in the north, and we realized very early that a society cannot work with 50% participation. It makes political sense, it makes economical sense for women and men to work together and build societies. Then, therefore, gender equality is really a key issue for us to be able to build a better world. Now, women's leadership and inclusion advance sustainable peace. It advances stability. It helps preventing wars and conflicts, and oh, there are so many of them at this moment. Women should have a seat at every decision-making table and be part of all stages of peace processes. And here again, I want to take the example of my own country. We were the first country in the world in 1907 which accepted and legislated universal suffrage, equal possibilities to vote and stand as candidates for both women and men. So these are decisions for peace, stability, for economies. But that means that we need to make it possible for women to have a better life. Let me start by underlining the importance of sexual and reproductive health as a precondition for the realization of all other rights of women and their economic empowerment. We're worried. The world is going backwards. We are seeing strong anti-gender and anti-rights movements. We have to stop, think what is happening. It is 50 years since the 8th of March was declared by the UN General Assembly as International Women's Day. We've gone far, but I don't think we've gone far enough. There is a lot to do. We also mark, as we had noted, the 30th anniversary of the Beijing Declaration and Platform for Action. And the 69th session of the Commission on the Status of Women this month in New York will focus on reviewing and appraising Beijing Plus 30. Now, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, Kenya has made significant strides in advancing gender equality and the rights of women and girls. One example is women in leadership. There's something very much in common between our countries in that we have had very powerful women also in the security sector, as ministers of defense, as national security advisors. Here we are in a county led by a formidable governor, Madam Gladys Wanga. Thank you for hosting us here today. She is, and the collaboration among the G7 of female governors is really admirable and important. But much remains to be done. The two-thirds gender principle is still far from being fulfilled. And we need to fulfill it really with substance. But we also see other challenges. Gender-based violence, something which we have been fighting against. It persists. Femicide numbers are up. We saw how people peacefully went to demonstrate on the streets on the 10th of December against femicide. This phenomenon needs to stop, and we need to work to make it stop. And here I would really like to commend the efforts of His Excellency the President in establishing the, it's a bit windy here, the Technical Working Group on GBV, including femicide. This task force has important work to do, and I think we have, importantly, to think of how do we really engage society. Now, we've been working bilaterally, we've been working multilaterally, we're the second largest core donor to UN Women. But let me also conclude by one thing. We often hear that culture dictates something else than what we may be preaching about. Cultures evolve, but it is important to take traditional leaders on board. The fight against female genital mutilation is something which we really need to focus on. And I was very glad to see that the Sabaot elders in Mount Elgon they made a declaration last year against FGM and child marriage. This is the kind of work we need. We need community elders, religious leaders, others to say stop where there are harmful practices. With this, happy Women's Day. Asanteni sana.
Thank you very much, Ambassador. Let me recognize the MCAs who are present here, members of county assemblies, from Homa Bay and from everywhere else. Please wave wherever you are, and I want to make a special recognition of the member of the county assembly for this area, who is also the deputy majority leader in the county assembly of Homa Bay, Madam Mono Florita. She is the one who takes care of this town. She is a woman elected MCA. Makofi kwake tafadhali. Asante sana. I wanted to make that special recognition. She's also an Ogande girl, Mama. So Ogande girls are powerful girls. We had requested to be given even just one term at Ogande so that we can also become Ogande girls. At this juncture, I'd like to welcome up on stage. Let me recognize the National Government Administration. Tafadhali, our county commissioner and your team. Tafadhali tu msimame, our DCCs, our chiefs, our security team. This is the team that makes sure this is done and well done. Asanteni sana, Bwana Moses Lilan, our county commissioner for Homa Bay County. Let me welcome upstage our MP for Homa Bay Town Constituency. He for she, Honorable George Peter Opondo Kaluma.
Okay. Thank you, Governor for Homa Bay. Your Excellency, the First Lady of the Republic of Kenya, Mama Rachel Ruto, Your Excellency, Min Piny Canon Dr. Ida Betty Odinga, the diplomats present, Your Excellencies, we have before us the Honorable Lady Justice Anna Okwengu, the only judge of the Court of Appeal this side of the country, Your Excellencies present, the eminent women who went to Beijing, alive with us here today, fellow members of Parliament, members of County Assembly, and all distinguished women here present. Happy International Women's Day. Your Excellency, I'm informed time is very short. Allow me to call to the stage all members of Parliament here present so that they may introduce themselves to the national gathering herein. Your Excellency, as they come, Your Excellencies, because of time, I want to request these beautiful female and women leaders of Kenya to introduce themselves, just to say a word, and then, we'll take it back, keeping with the time.
Happy International Women's Day. Wamama oye! Wamama oye! Thank you very much. My name is Eve Obara, and I'm the Member of Parliament for Kabondo, Kasipul constituency. Kaluma, allow me to recognize our two gracious ladies, the guest of honor, and our Mama Piny, Mama Ida Odinga, and of course, Her Excellency Gladys Wanga. Let me first and foremost thank Mama Gladys Wanga for always being that gracious host. Mama Gladys Wanga, we have been made proud by your recognition of the women of this country, not just Homa Bay County alone, and the recognition of your ability to collaborate with your leaders in this county. The case in point is the members of Parliament, the members of the County Assembly, in the manner in which you have been able to engage with us. Finally, because of this very important day, let me recognize that we have been on a journey, and you have seen the women who have been on this journey, who have passed on the baton to us from 1995 when we started talking about human rights and women's rights. Gimati moreka jodala wa kawuono wa paro ni mine oseka okang manade kodok kuom tich ma mine timo gi kombe magibede mar leadership. Okwawach wajumbe kende, okwawach governor kende, wawacho ni chakre piny kwa ng'iyo chive be wantie gi mine. Koro wang'iyo ni onego bed ni wan gi at least atamalo 30. Kochopo kuonde mar county commissioners ma waneno ka gi police be mine nitie. Mine mobed elected MCS be wantie. Kochopo malo MPs Homa Bay County onyalo wacho gi mor to gi nyilo ni want to one 50-50% a political representation. Manyiso ni women ma Homa Bay utimo maber to gi chuo umiyo mine obete kombe magintiere gieki. Okadwa kao samang'eny. Anago manero kamano ni min Mama First Lady kuom biro. Kendago ero kamano Mama Aida always standing with the women of Kenya. Mogik, Mama Gladys Wanga, of course, we don't even have to say. The leadership mobiro kate, ero kamano uru, mad nyasaye telnu, wa mama oe, ero kamano uru.
Your Excellency, the First Lady, Your Excellency, Mama Aida, Your Excellency, Gladys Wanga, siku ya leo, mimi nimekuja hapa na ninaitwa Mheshimiwa Cherusha Momanyi, ninatoka kaunti ya Nyamira, na I am so happy to see women. The women from this region have gone into history. They are so strong that each and every other time that we want to benchmark, we always think of coming to Homa Bay, because you have very strong women who have built this nation. To Mama Rachel and Mama Aida, we want to thank you for taking care of great men of this nation who have got Kenya at heart. And we want to send you and talk to your beloved husbands who are our leaders. Tell them that the women of Kenya are so happy of what they are doing. When there is no peace in our country, people who suffer are women. So what we have seen, what is taking place in our country, women of Kenya, I want to ask you, wherever you are, pray for it and support it. For any woman who has come here, I want you to say that we are unbreakable. Everybody say, yes, as women, we will make sure that our country, Kenya, moves forward. Happy International Women's Day to all of you. And from Kisii and Nyamira, as women, we have said this time round, women are going to go to the footsteps of the Homa Bay women and other women who have set the stages in this country. Thank you. May God bless you.
Thank you very much. Wamama oye! Wamama oye! Allow me to stand on the protocols that have already been observed because of time. My name is Irene Nyakerario Mayaka, a nominated MP from the great party of ODM and the incoming chair. Thank you. And the incoming chair of the Committee of Regional Integration in National Parliament, thanks to the great women of our party. I just want to take this singular opportunity to salute the First Lady, Mama Rachel, our mother, Mama Aida, for the great things that you do for us, my sister, the Honorable Her Excellency Gladys Wanga, the eminent women who went to Beijing when some of us were still in primary school, and to all the women who are here, I salute you all. Let's keep supporting each other. Back home, I am an anti-FGM champion, and we continue to tell our girls not to accept the practice. But I just want to tell all of you, tuzidi kukua akina mama wa maana katika nchi letu la Kenya. Nyasaye ber, tosechete, erokamano, Mungu awabariki.
Asante sana kina mama. To our First Lady, Mama Rachel Ruto, and the First Lady of my heart, Mama Dr. Colonel Betty Odinga. Thank you so much, our kind women, for coming here today to celebrate with us. I know most of us who are young, and we are learning more about Beijing every day.
But I can promise our women who are already in heaven and those who are still on this earth that me as Fatuma Full Network, I will carry Beijing to my kitchen today. Since I wasn't there physically, I'm physically present in my kitchen as a Beijing woman. And I want to wish all the women happy International Women's Day. And I want to wish His Excellency, Dr. the President William Ruto of Kenya, happy International Women's Day. Not forgetting the Baba of the nation, Raila Amolo Odinga, the Prime Minister. Happy International Women's Day. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Your Excellency, Mama Rachel Ruto, Your Excellency, Dr. Ida Betty Odinga, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Homa Bay County, happy International Day. Thank you so much. As the county woman representative, I want to take this opportunity to thank our Excellency Gladys Atieno Nyasuna Wanga for having given us a befitting host of International Women's Day. Because I know that much has been given unto us, our work today is to welcome people to the county of endless potential, a county which has women who are servants of the people and diligent to drive Homa Bay County, and we say the sky is not the limit. Your Excellencies, I want to request this. I know that women has a real journey. On behalf of the 47 county MPs, we are pleading, when you talk to Honorable Dr. William Ruto, 1 billion will be factored in the budget. The supplementary cut of 500 million will be brought back. Mama Dr. Ida Betty Odinga, with your networks, it will be okay. Adwa wogi mine untie. 1 minute one gitabu. Sama wabet kat waparo kaka wuro nyango biro chiemo. Sama wabet kat wane mamuot kawa. Sama wadhi osiptal to wane mogu chwara mawa. Sama nyiwa imako to wane mawa winjo lit. Omiyo kaka ambassadors no wacho. Pesa nyaka bedi ofuk mine. Mine nyaka loki. Mine nyaka migi mawinjore. Gima ng'eny mawacho go oromu e nying Ruoth Yesu.
Yeah, because of time, we have very great women around here. Just give me a minute to formally welcome the First Lady and Min Ping to Homa Bay County. And First Lady and Min Ping, Homa Bay is home. Come to Homa Bay anytime, because this is the constituency and this is the county where the 2/3 gender principle has never been an issue. In Homa Bay County, we are nearly at 50-50. And it has never been an issue for us since we passed the new constitution. But Min Ping, we salute you for the good work you are doing in the area of education. Our First Lady, we salute you for the good work you are doing around women's economic empowerment. And we celebrate the two excellencies here present today for the good work they are doing to bring up women. Let me end by thanking the national government for choosing Homa Bay to host this particular event because of the reasons I've given, but more so because of the governor we currently have. Homa Bay County as the first female governor west of Kenya. And Penyan First Lady, we don't celebrate Governor Wanga just for the sake of it. But we are celebrating Governor Wanga because of the good work she's doing in representing women leadership. And we want to urge other women leaders across the country to work as hard as Governor Wanga has been doing. I'm one person who deeply believes that we are going to move the number of our governors up from the 7 that they are today, not downwards to 6, but to 16, as we had also said on this ground before. With those many words, welcome to Homa Bay, have a good time, and really for us who are here for she, let us welcome back our governor to now take the programs from there. Thank you very much.
Oh, okay. Asante sana, waheshimiwa, asanteni sana. CCs ambao wako hapa, tafadhali msimame mpunge mkono. Our CCs who've been working hard with the gender department to make this possible. Roslyn Omolo, our CC for devolution, and Grace Masi Osewe, our CC for health. Your Excellency First Lady, I also happen to be the national chairman of the largest party south of Sahara and north of River Limpopo, the party ODM, and I want to ask all members and officials of ODM, tafadhali mpunge mikono, mahali popote mko. I have seen Catherine Okoth, the woman leader of the ODM party in Nairobi. Magi Sewe pia asanteni sana, Mungu awabariki. Let me just make my remarks very briefly and start by really thanking you, Your Excellency First Lady, for making time to grace the 2025 International Women's Day celebration here in Homa Bay. I also want to thank very much Her Excellency Canon Dr. Ida Odinga for making time to come together with you so that we celebrate the women of Kenya. And we are happy that you're here because it is most appropriate for you to be the ones who are here. Because, Your Excellency First Lady, you have put in a lot of work as far as economic empowerment of women is concerned, and you move from place to place on the table banking agenda for the women of this country so that women, as has been said by previous speakers, can have money in their pockets. Mama Ida Odinga, you are synonymous with empowerment of the girl child and the empowerment of women in this country. People like myself who can today stand here as governor of Homa Bay is because you have held my hand. You have held the hands of many women, particularly in our party, for them to reach positions of leadership. Kwa sababu wakati uchaguzi unakuja, kina mama hawana mahali ya kushikilia. You can be thrown out by the men very easily, especially when you're going for positions as senior as governorship. And Mama Dr. Ida Odinga, we thank you because you have never left women behind when it comes to political emancipation of the women. I want to use this opportunity to thank very much the eminent women who went to Beijing, on whose shoulders we stand. And they have been listed here. I don't want to go over them again. Mama Ida, you were there. All the women who were there, Mama Naisula, you were there. You have given us your story and what you had to overcome. We don't take it for granted that because of that way that you opened, today we are accelerating progress in terms of women in leadership and women's place. We are not where we ought to be, but we have made steps forward. The gaps remain. Yesterday, I was very happy. When we were at KICC, when we were formalizing, His Excellency the President was this side, and His Excellency Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga was on this side. And they stood together, and both of them said they are giving priority to
to implementation of the NADCO report, and particularly implementation of the 2/3 gender rule. They made that commitment, and it couldn't have been a better gift for the women of Kenya ahead of the International Women's Day today. In Homa Bay and across the country, we still struggle with the triple threat of sexual and gender-based violence, teenage pregnancies, as well as new HIV infections, particularly among young women. These are issues that we must confront head-on. As a county government, we continue to push, but we are looking at effort from across the board to help in pushing this agenda. As a region, as women of the lake, we have come together under the banner of Siganyinam. Siganyinam means women of the lake, coming together under the patronage of Mama Dr. Aida Odinga to push forward how we can mitigate the issue of the triple threat. If every day in every hospital you have a child giving birth to a child, then we will have a generation of lost women. We must deal with this issue, not tomorrow, but today. We have already said the underlying issue is economic empowerment of our women. Women must have money in their pockets. If you have money in your pocket, even the mzee is very happy with you. Koso? Tokisi koni wono chienge we anango? Apat koso kapat. Koduogo godhiambo gimoro onge mesa. Nino kiwe gimoro. Igwe sianda di koso gwe. Toki loso chae maler makori mosa iwera ma newa ye woi maduong jatelo ni luongo wa newa ye iyudi kinyiero kamano bentie wach mora madhi marach era ng'eny koso ng'eny peso bende ofugu koso kik bedi. On the area of education, we must continue to support, just like our boys, our girls, to go through their education. And as Homa Bay, we run a mentorship program called now the Governor's Mentorship Camp, which brings together all our girls and all our boys for them to be mentored. And this month, I'm happy that Madam Antonia and many guests will be here on March 28th for our Governor's Mentorship Camp that will be at Ratanga Girls. In conclusion, I'd like to say that Homa Bay is blessed this year. We are blessed because we are today the hosts of the national celebrations for the International Women's Day. Come 1st of June, Sunday 1st of June, Homa Bay will be the host of Madaraka Day here at the Raila Odinga Stadium in Homa Bay. Come the 12th to 16th to 15th of August, all governors in Kenya, all senators in Kenya, all MCAs in Kenya, all CCs in Kenya, the President of the Republic of Kenya, the Baba of Kenya, kila mtu hapa Kenya will be back in Homa Bay for the 2025 Devolution Conference. Kwa hivyo, mwaka huu ni mwaka wa kina mama na ni mwaka wa Homa Bay. Finally, lazima niongee kidogo kuhusu mambo ya jana ama namna gani? Kwa sababu mimi ndio mwenyekiti ya chama kikuu. Lazima niseme kidogo. Awachi kozo kikawaji. Sisi tulikuwa tumemwambia baba kama kiongozi wetu kwamba baba, wewe ndio kiongozi wetu, na ukisema tuende left tutafanya nini? Na ukisema tuende right tutafanya nini? Na ukisema tufaya tunafanya nini? Na jana baba alitupea mwelekeo. Akasema ya kwamba tuingie katika ile broad based arrangement na tupatiane support kwa serikali ya Daktari William Samoei Arap Ruto. Na hii si kwa sababu baba anataka kitu ama kwa sababu president anataka kitu. Ni kwa sababu Kenya ni yetu sisi sote. na jukumu ya kuunganisha Kenya ni yetu sisi sote. Kwa hivyo sisi tunaunga mkono juhudi ya baba na president waunganishe Kenya, walete Kenya pamoja, Wakenya wote wawe ndani na hakuna Mkenya hata mmoja awachwe nyuma. Ama namna gani? Kina mama nataka niwaulize, wangapi wanaunga mkono baba na president wetu washikane, waunganishe Kenya na Kenya isonge mbele pamoja? I have seen those saying that this is betrayal in the city. Wacha niwaambie, na wacha niwaulize, how can unity be betrayal? How can equity be betrayal? How can bringing Kenyans together be betrayal? How can addressing the youth issues, youth unemployment issues be betrayal? How can inclusivity be betrayal? Sisi wacha tushike njia moja, tuunganishe Kenya na tusonge mbele. Ama namna gani jameni? Koro in Kiswahili madumo gote, makobe Kiswahili majoa mabei, ni wacho no kia Kiswahili. Kine? Sasa, nataka nichukue fursa hii. Na DJ tafadhali usilale kwa kazi. DJ wapimi kabisa, wapimi kendo wangi. Nataka kuchukua fursa hii nimwalike Minping, Mother of the Earth, Her Excellency Canon Dr. Aida Betty Odinga aje.
Okay. Adwanwa wer achiel kende kae to achako kamano. Ka an gi Yesu, ka an gi Yesu, chalo Chalagias mutia ora o kayengini. Eruru kamano. Her Excellency Mama Rachel Ruto, Her Excellency Big Gladys Wanga, all the distinguished ladies and gentlemen, all protocols observed. I'm so happy to be here today. But first of all, I thank God. Ngama nongeyo. Ngama nongeyo. But God knew. Nyasaye nongeyo. Nuwa brobedo kodi chengwa kawuono. So we thank him for giving us this opportunity to come here as women of Kenya. Today is International Women's Day. This International Women's Day started long time ago, and it is being celebrated every year. We are so happy that this year it is being celebrated here in Homa Bay, so that it has brought the issue of women close to the women in Homa Bay. The issue, the theme for this year is the right of girls, equity, and empowerment of women. How do we empower women? First, it begins by us empowering ourselves. By you empowering, don't just think of you as a person, but also look at your neighbor, your friend, and the people who are downtrodden, and how you can empower them and help them to come up, to be strong, and help one another. We must hold hands of our fellow women. Don't wait to be held. You also hold somebody, because there's always somebody who is lower than you. There's always somebody who is less fortunate than you. So you must start by encouraging those women and children and girls particularly who are younger than you, less fortunate than you. By holding their hands, we'll all rise together. Since the International Women's Day started, I think in Kenya we have achieved a lot. Anybody who's marrying a girl who is less than 21 years, that is called defilement. Ala? Umeshawahi kusikia mambo kama haya? Umeshawahi kusikia mambo kama haya? If you go with a child who is a child below age of 18, you are defiling that child. Hata ukisema aliyekubali, hakuna mambo ya kubali. You are defiling that child, and that is kosa. And here, once again, I'd like to encourage the feeder to take up the role and help these girls to grow and become great people that we want them to be. Kora wache batin gidholuo. Mana matin tu okamano. Wach mar weche mag mine. En wach masache moko wakao kaka kawaida. Token kawaida. Wan joma mine. Kuko keto teko. E wach mar puonjo nyithindwa. Kendo rito utewa. Then, what timo nyithindwa go marach?
First Lady Rachel Ruto is leading the celebrations in Homa Bay County.
Wapi mikono juu, 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 atwende, twende. Jili nyamama Hefina Obara parajana Nati masaina Atotina Obara Obara manya Kokolondonya Jonongo Jalao Mama Tonina Apenjue Maina na penjue Kama Ida mama Dige warare Edala Toda kola Neka wilo no jepachu Ida mama Dige warare Edala Toda kola Neka wilo no jepachu Himorala Abelo jate masai lamo Kuina mara Kalanda Jono Yalamo Idikanya Koma Matonina Ajiri Nyamama Hefina Obara Parajandala Yate Masaina Atotina Wojara Pwede Ikono 1, 2, 3 Shikilia
Asanteni sana. Asanteni sana. Asanteni sana. Your Excellency, Canon Dr. Mama Aida Odinga, Honorable Gladys Wanga, Governor Homa Bay County, Anne Wangombe, Principal Secretary, State Department for Gender and Affirmative Action, Your Excellency, Pika Tapiola, Finland Ambassador and Co-Chair of the Development Partners Gender Group, Ms. Antonio Gabala, UN Women Country Representative, elected national and county government leaders present, eminent women in Kenya who have joined us today, distinguished guests and partners, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Wamama hamjambo. Wamama mpo. O musunyi luo. Nyi Homa Bay opak Yesu. Happy International Women's Day 2025. Kina mama hebu tusalimiane. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Mbona sioni mikono yenu? Bwana Yesu asifiwe. There is no better place to celebrate International Women's Day 2025 than Homa Bay County. I am honored to commemorate this day with you and other women in Kenya. Please give the woman next to you a high five and wish her a happy International Women's Day. Our President, Dr. William Ruto, sent me with his greetings and best wishes as we celebrate this day. Congratulations to Governor Gladys Wanga on making history as the first female governor in the Western and Nyanza regions. We appreciate the State Department of Gender and Affirmative Action organizing this year's celebrations in this grand county. As we reflect on the journey towards gender equity, we must honor the women who have played a significant role in advancing the political space for women in Kenya. We celebrate Professor Maria Nzomo, Mrs. Priscilla Nagurai, and Honorable Lina Chebikilimo, who have joined us today. they helped set the pace for the increased participation of women in leadership that we see today. Our gathering today in Homa Bay County is a show of our collective commitment to the empowerment of women in Kenya and the pursuit of gender equity. The Kenya Kwanza administration is fully committed to ensuring that every woman in Kenya feels appreciated, wanted, and protected in our country. Let us also acknowledge the remarkable women who attended the 4th World Conference on Women in Beijing in 1995, an event that set the foundation for gender equality worldwide. We have some of the eminent women here with us today, and their voices helped shape policies that continue to uplift women to this day. Ladies and gentlemen, as we celebrate this day, let us recognize the strides made in advancing women's rights and opportunities. The government has taken deliberate steps to ensure women are included in leadership, entrepreneurship, and economic development. Some of the key programs we have implemented include the Women Enterprise Fund continues empowering women with affordable credit and business training with an increased budget of up to Kenya shillings 13 billion. The Hustler Fund has provided financial support to thousands of women-led businesses across Kenya, allowing them to grow their businesses and create employment. The maternal benefits package, previously known as Linda Mama, is now bigger and better under the Social Health Authority. Women are assured of access to maternal health services across the country, including antenatal care, delivery, and postnatal care. Access to government procurement opportunities allows women-owned businesses to supply goods and services to government institutions. We have seen counties like Kwale, under the leadership of Governor Fatuma Achani, strategically train women to apply for tenders. Kenya has made significant investments in technical and vocational education and training, which equips young men and women with employable skills. We specifically urge all parents to ensure their children apply for these courses. The cost of food in Kenya has reduced as a result of government support towards production. In 1 year, our nation has significantly reduced sugar and maize imports and instead put the money that would have been spent on imports in the pockets of our farmers. I want to assure every woman in Kenya that our president is committed to fulfilling his promises to women in the bottom-up economic transformation agenda, including economic inclusion, better participation in decision-making, and protection from any possible harm. Ladies and gentlemen, we urge every woman in Kenya to rise and take their rightful position in the development of our nation. Women are great leaders, entrepreneurs, professionals, mothers, and the best friends this country could ever ask for. Let us follow our matriarchs who made great strides even in days when it was not as easy as it is now. We must raise our voices and contribute actively to shaping the Kenya we want for ourselves and future generations. This year, let us be intentional about uplifting one another and championing the success of our fellow women. God willing, I will rally women leaders in our nation to work with fellow women of Kenya, visiting different counties to support initiatives spearheaded by women leaders. We will celebrate and support those bringing significant change to our communities. As the women of Kenya, we are the heart of this nation's nutrition. A malnourished nation cannot grow. I urge all women to join me in the Feed One End Hunger initiative to support sustainable school feeding programs across the country. I call upon every woman to establish a kitchen and fruit garden to boost household food security. Growing our food is an act of empowerment and self-sufficiency. A mother's greatest joy begins at the dining table, knowing her children are well fed and healthy. This is the 30th year after the Beijing Declaration and Platform for Action. As we launch the Beijing Plus 30 Kenya Countries Report 2025 today, we are proud of Kenya's strides in promoting women's rights, addressing gender-based violence, and enhancing women's economic empowerment. The information provided in the report builds on the 2019 Kenya's Beijing Plus 25 report and takes stock of progress made in the last 5 years, from 2020 to 2024. As I conclude, our role as women is not limited to our homes and workplaces, but extends to supporting and praying for our leaders. Let us pray for wisdom and guidance for our president and all leaders at every level as they plan and implement progress and programs to uplift our nation. My sisters, today we celebrate you. May this be the year when we see the best of the women of Kenya. May we rise higher, dream bigger, and achieve more together. Happy International Women's Day 2025. Erokamano, Nyasaye egweu. God bless you. Asanteni sana. We love you. God bless you.